imagine being the architect of the universe, stepping into your own creation and suddenly realizing you don't actually know how the story ends.
Yeah, that is a pretty wild thought.
Right. Well, welcome to today's deep dive. We're looking at a famously challenging passage today, Matthew 24, verses 36 through 51.
Along with an accompanying reflection guide dated March 21st, 2026.
Exactly. And our mission for you today is to unpack all of this to discover, really, how to navigate life's ultimate uncertainties. Because Jesus drops this absolute bombshell right at the start.
He really does.
He's talking about the end of the age, right? And he says that literally no one knows the day or the hour, not the angels and not even the Son.
Only the Father.
Right. But okay, let's unpack this for a second because I have to push back here.
Go for it.
If Jesus is supposedly God, how could he not know the timeline?
Right.
I mean, doesn't that contradict the whole idea of divine omniscience? You can't just hit a mute button on being all-knowing.
It definitely sounds like a paradox, but the source points out this really fascinating aha moment. This actually reveals Jesus as both true God and true man.
Oh, interesting. So it's not like a glitch in his divinity.
Exactly. No, it's a voluntary restriction. By not knowing the hour, he was fully embodying our human limitations.
Right, because if he kept all his, God mode cheats activated, he wouldn't be experiencing actual human vulnerability.
Right, and he needed to experience that fully to pay the ultimate price for humanity's sins. A core part of being human is that deep anxiety of an unknown future.
Oh, wow. So he's deliberately living in the dark with us.
He is. He's stepping entirely into our shoes.
But that leaves us with this big thematic transition, right? Because if the timeline is a complete mystery, even to the Son, how are we supposed to live?
Well, the text connects this to the days of Noah. The sources note that Noah spent over 70 years faithfully building this ark.
70 years. That is a long time to wait.
It is. And what were his contemporaries doing? They were eating, drinking, getting married, just totally oblivious.
And mocking him, probably.
Oh, definitely. Right up until the floods swept them away.
It's like preparing for a surprise guest.
Okay,
If you know someone is coming over, but you have no idea when, you don't just obsessively stare out the front window trying to guess their arrival time.
Yeah,
right?
no, you'd go crazy doing that.
Right. Your job is just to make sure the house is in order and, there's food for when they get there.
That is a perfect analogy, and Jesus actually illustrates that exact point by contrasting two different servants at the end of the passage.
The wicked servant and the faithful one?
Exactly. You have the wicked servant who just assumes his master is delayed. He basically looks at this open-ended waiting period and uses it to beat his fellow servants and drink with drunkards.
So he completely weaponizes the uncertainty.
Yeah, his character just degrades. But conversely, you have the faithful and wise servant.
And what's interesting is they aren't doing anything spectacular.
Right, they're simply found doing their daily job.
Yeah.
Just giving the household their food at the proper time.
Which really brings this whole thing right to you listening right now. Are you focused on knowing God's timing, or are you focused on being faithful today?
That's the real question.
If the master returned right now, what would he find you doing? The ultimate goal of this deep dive isn't to help you crack some cosmic timeline.
No, definitely not.
It's really to encourage you to execute those daily missions entrusted to you so you can welcome the future with gratitude rather than panic.
Just faithfully feeding the household.
Exactly. And we want to leave you with one final thought to mull over today. That wicked servant in the text became destructive specifically because he assumed he had plenty of time.
He thought the clock was paused.
Right. So how does the illusion of having endless time subtly corrupt the way you treat the people closest to you today?